As the kids get older, the size of the Model Y is starting to show its limitations. I'm going to measure how close their mouth is to my ear, because that's something someone with children should know. This vehicle right here was one of the biggest deciding factors that pushed me towards Cybertruck. Out of all the cars I've ever owned, this is the easiest, most headache-free vehicle. I've owned Ford, BMW, Lexus, Toyota, Mazda, and this right here has been by far the easiest and most headache-free vehicle I've ever owned. This ownership experience was a massive push towards staying within the Tesla ecosystem and choosing the Cybertruck. Not only was this headache free just simply because it's an EV, but the software experience and the storage experience has been out of this world. In this video, I want to show you what the storage is like on a typical weekend afternoon or morning on the way to the baseball park, where you want to load your whole family of 5 into the vehicle and all of the baseball gear and all of the storage and bags and things that come along with it. And the Model Y handles it like a champ. My helper here is going to open up the back for us. I'm going to take everything out of here, set it up so you can see just actually how much is in here when packaged correctly. Dad's softball bat in case a chance comes up to relive the glory days. Oh no, we forgot the balls. Well, not really. When you have the under trunk, just to give you an idea, here's a full 5-gallon bucket standing straight up and down. Easy to pull out, ready to go. Full of my balls and gloves. Well, when you got a 9-year-old helping you out film, these are the things you got to deal with. This is a sunblock that maybe I'll go over one day. Not today. I have no affiliation with this company, but it is one of the accessories. If you live in a hot climate, is really nice in the summertime to block the heat. Oh no, where are the gloves? Where are the cones? Where are the other things? We got side storage for that. We got gloves. We got more gloves. We got sunscreen. We got cones. We got more bag storage. We got the loud cup. More baseballs, this, that. The point is that back here, if you look at my arm that goes all the way down, both sides, under storage, this area, the storage is massive. So in the trunk, we were easily fitting all of these large items. Plus I could have fit more in the side storage down here on each side. It's deceivingly big. Very, very handy. I have the front seat set to where I would sit. I'm about 6 foot tall. And now sitting in the rear, you can see my leg room. I got plenty of foot room, plenty of knee room. I got, I don't know, 3 inches or so of knee room. Lots of headroom, even wearing a hat. Pretty comfortable back here. And right now, really, the kids are the only ones that sit back here. So right now, we obviously got the car seat on the outbound side, and the boys share the middle and the other side. And then once that seat goes, it should open things up quite a bit more in the back, although it is getting a little tight because the boys are getting big. In my Tesla, able to browse YouTube. The kids think I'm famous. What I've come to realize, owning the different types of cars, when committing to an EV, you're committing to an ecosystem. The software is just as important, if not more, than the hardware itself. The experience on the Tesla software is second to none, perhaps with the exception of Apple and all of its ecosystem and maybe Android mobile devices. But other than that, this experience is so far beyond other automobile manufacturers that I've experienced. Haven't experienced them all, but the ones that I have, this is true. This software experience and the trust that I have in this ecosystem for not only the way that it is right now and how good it is, but also how it iterates and becomes better over time. That experience and that trust is a huge factor that also pushed me to stay in the Tesla ecosystem. And because I was looking at trucks, go for the Cybertruck. For example, I think the Chevy Silverado EV is a very compelling vehicle on paper. I think that the range that it has, I love the mid-gate features that it has. There's a lot of really interesting and good things about it. In fact, I was talking so positively about it for a while that my kids bought me a little Hot Wheels of that vehicle. But the more that I went through the process, the more I thought about what I would be getting myself into, not just in the moment of the shiny new toy, but the ongoing lived experience. The more I realized that I did not trust the General Motors software pipeline system ecosystem to be as smooth and carefree as what I have in the Tesla ecosystem. No doubt it's passable and maybe even good, but ultimately it's the fact that I simply didn't have the same level of trust in the software experience with other manufacturers that I do with Tesla that brought me right back. So this vehicle not only is a fantastic day-to-day vehicle, it serves our family of 5 really well. Yes, it's getting a little cramped, but it passes. So if you're a family of 4, a family of 5, I absolutely think the Model Y is a really, really great option, especially if you're looking at the new Juniper models. The new Juniper model, I think, looks fantastic and is a more compelling package overall. It's the newest model. However, my 21 has autopilot and those new 25, 26 model years do not. So pros to the Tesla ecosystem is the iteration and the continuously making it better. However, that cuts both ways. As we recently saw in the news, Tesla has stopped selling the autopilot with new Tesla models. So that right there means because it is so controllable by the manufacturer to push updates, really good things come from that. But on the flip side, in my opinion, some not so good things come from that as well. And in this case, that's something that new buyers need to consider for what's right for their family. So in all the ways that matter, this vehicle serves us well. In the ways that it falls short, the Cybertruck will pick up the slack. As the kids get older, the size of the Model Y is starting to show its limitations. To help illustrate exactly what I mean, I'm going to measure how close their mouth is to my ear, because that's something someone with children should know. It's how loud it can get in here. Up to your lips. Okay, so you get a measurement of 37 inches. All right, 37 inches for the outbound seat to my mouth to ear. This guy, okay. Oh, about 37 inches. That's interesting. He's sitting forward. All right, now how about her? It doesn't matter how close she is. She's a princess. All right, we're good? Okay, you're at 32. You're at 32. Now, that's something to consider when you're in this Model Y with children as they get bigger and they fight and they have fun. All of those things have volume associated with them. So how much separation you can get from the back seat is something to think about. Another thing, this glass roof right here does not absorb any noise. So the noise back here comes up, ricochets, amplifies down right into this area right here. So please do consider that. Even though I said the ownership experience has been super easy and enjoyable, that doesn't mean it's been perfect. There's a few things, and one really big thing that actually have gone wrong with this vehicle that I want to mention. However, even in those things going wrong, it highlighted some of the additional positives that come with owning the vehicle. So the first thing that went wrong was some of my interior trim was not fitting well and actually was showing behind the trim, and it was just unsightly. It was not like that at delivery, but it began to show over time. And it was more like this stuff that's up here and down here by the seatbelt. Those things started to become dislodged and not really fit appropriately. I made a ticket with Tesla. The mobile team came out to my home and replaced it in a few minutes, and it's been great ever since. The next thing was my steering wheel. The steering wheel up here started to get a little smudge. Like it's like someone was able to squish this over and then the fake leather stayed that way. So I made a ticket with Tesla. They came out and they replaced the entire steering wheel. And I got a brand new steering wheel that's been great ever since. So again, another mobile visit that was really nice. Now the next thing was a pretty big thing, my battery. One day I was going about life, business as usual, got home, plugged in the battery to charge overnight. I got an error message. It meant that there was something wrong with my battery. So I made a ticket through the Tesla app. They immediately got back to me, probably within an hour or two, and told me to come in as soon as I possibly could. When I took it in, they told me that it would probably be a week or so, and they gave me a Model X for a loaner. So that was actually kind of cool too. Got to experience the X. The Falcon doors are so cool. Through that experience, I learned that they actually had to replace the battery, the whole battery. There was some sort of component in there that went bad that made it not be able to take a charge, and so they swapped out the battery completely. It actually only ended up being 48 hours, which was kind of nice that it went so quickly. But that's kind of a big deal, right? If you weren't under warranty, that could have been a big surprise that kind of just popped up out of nowhere. However, the battery has quite a bit longer of a warranty, 8 years, 150,000 miles. So although that was unfortunate that it happened, it was actually very smooth to get it remedied. So that does give me confidence in the process moving forward too. Not only for this vehicle, but should I have any issues with the Cybertruck. So ultimately the experience with this car and the experience that I continue to have greatly influenced my decision to stay with Tesla and go with the Cybertruck. This family is going to put this vehicle and the Cybertruck to the test in many different scenarios. So I hope you come along for the ride. This is Weekend Gold. Until the next time.